So I'm going to assume that you're a smart, ambitious person and that you want to be able to live a happy, successful, fulfilled life. And what's not going to make that happen is you expecting someone to hand down from the heavens the absolute answers and everything that you need to be able to do. That's just going to fall into your lap. Now we're actually in an Uber heading back into Austin. We just had two incredible interviews with Mike Dillard and Michelle. If you haven't seen those, I highly recommend that you do, because it got me thinking. Having those incredible conversations, sitting down with remarkable people, I look at what is actually going on, how they're operating, how have they been able to create such tremendous success, and being able to see behind the scenes. Like, I'm in success in all areas of life. It really is great. We're not just talking about someone that's earned money. We're talking about someone that's been able to do incredible things in all of the areas of life. And for me, and for what I see, is that they're operating, they're successful, like the truly successful people that I'm so thankful to actually like truly know and be friends with, is they're operating from principles. Like, they've really nailed what it is, that their nature that they're operating from, the way that they're living, the way that they're doing the things that they're doing. And that's what I want to share with you, because I think there are 7 key principles that I know I've been able to apply to my life that have been really good, and that I can clearly see other people operate from as well. So if you are able to at least use one of these, yeah, I guarantee that you're going to be able to live a more happy, fulfilled, successful life. Now, I know that is an incredibly big promise for me to be able to make, but to be perfectly honest, like, I used to binge on watching heaps of like motivational videos, listening to all the podcasts, really just consuming tons of information, being a personal development junkie, and I never really got I didn't. It wasn't the thing that was able to actually get me the success, get me to achieve the things that I wanted to be able to achieve. And what did, and what I can really confidently share with you right now, is the case of being able to learn from people that are ahead of the road. Why I think mentors are so important. Why I think actually being able to use what people are doing and being able to apply that is so important. And then it comes down to the principles that you learn, that you can pick up, that you can use. And so that's why I think if you can really use these principles moving forward, act from a place of principles, it becomes really life-changing. Which brings me to the first one. And the first key principle is be first. Now, I've got to be perfectly honest. I listened to this and I got this from a podcast, and I don't know who, so I'm really sorry for the person that I can't attribute this to, but I have been applying this for a few years now, and I literally have a note that I refer back to every week, which are like my life virtues, my life principles, and a part of what I'm sharing with you right now. And the be first principle is be the first person to smile, be the first person to say hello, be the first person to say thank you, be the first person to do the right thing. Stop waiting for other people to do the right thing for then you to be reactive to it. You be proactive, and you be the person that you want to be. You be the change in the world that you want to be as well. And I just tell you, being the first person and just having that as the belief of how you act and having that come through the nature of you has just been utterly transformational. But the second principle, and is something that has been really close to me, I guess I'm not breaking my rule of the first principle, but let me share with you what it actually is. And that is, do one kind act a day and tell no one. The whole idea is you want to be able to actually come from a place of service at the end of the day. You want to be able to actually help people. And the conversation with Mike, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend that you do. But I openly share about me having depression last year, and how the thing that actually switched it, that made such a key change from me being in such a dark, deep, unnice place, was actually me then switching it from not being it about me to it being about others and me coming from service. And it's something that I think really helps you put your head on your pillow at the end of every day. A happier person with a smile on your face is being able to do one kind act a day, at least one kind act a day, and you don't tell anyone about it. Now, this third principle, it was a tough one for me to put through, and it was something I tried to apply for a really long time, and it didn't really work out until it finally did, and I've actually got it to click. And it is do less, do better, do it with love. So for me, I used to have really long to-do lists. I was really wanting to achieve a bunch of different things, and to achieve a bunch of different things, you've got to do even more things to be able to make that happen. And I've stopped playing that game. Do less, but then comes to do it better. So the things that you do it better. Become world class. Become really goddamn good at it at the end of the day. And then the do it with love really comes to the motivation that you're doing something. I'm pretty sure it was the Dalai Lama that actually said the success of an action comes down to the motivation that it comes from. Now, I probably butchered that quote, but I think I'm trying to point in the right direction of it, which really means if you are coming with the right motivation, you're doing it with love, then you're at least heading in the right direction with it as well. So do less, do better, do it with love. So stop seeking an external lamp to enlighten your life and simply lighten it yourself. The idea is for you to be able to take responsibility, but it's responsibility for yourself and for your happiness. And I really do believe, like for example, I remember saying this to my wife, Laurie, for the very first time, where I just like had this epiphany and I was just like, you're not responsible for my happiness and I'm not responsible for your happiness. And we've been married for over 10 years now and I'm happily saying very happily as well. And it just gets better and better. And for me, it was a huge turning point for it to get better and better when I realized that I'm not looking at my wife to make me happy. I'm not looking at someone else to make me happy. I'm the one that's got to make me happy as well. Stop looking for someone else. Stop looking for the light to lighten yourself. You're the one that can do it. And I know this can be a hard concept, and I know me delving into this goes beyond the scope of just this episode, but I think if you can try to pick up what I'm putting down right now, it can be really transformational. Now, never attribute to malice what could be attributed to arrogance. This is something that is Hanlon's razor. Now, what this is really about giving people the benefit of the doubt. And this can be really this is a small change, but I think it's a profound change. But it was for me anyway. And this was the case of when you give people the benefit of the doubt that they are coming from the right place. Now, we're all flawed. No one is perfect. Stop thinking that you're perfect. Stop thinking that anyone else is perfect. And stop having such big expectations on everybody else out there as well. So for me, if somebody does do wrong, if somebody cuts you off in traffic, if somebody flips you the bird, if somebody does something that you don't like, that's okay, but take it down to a point of maybe it's just coming more from ignorance rather than arrogance at the end of the day. Someone's not going out, they haven't woken up in the morning and said they want to do you wrong today. And when you change that shift, because I'm pretty sure this was Marcus Aurelius' quote that really came to this, is the kind of perspective that you should have when you wake up. Suddenly you see the world a little bit brighter, suddenly you see the world a little bit better because they're not out to get you. And when you can then start to have the belief that the universe has your back and it is actually bringing forth what it is that you need, it's working in your favor, oh my God, it becomes so much better. Now, this next one is thanks to Naval Ravikant, and this comes from the beautiful mind of Naval Ravikant, and that is a calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love cannot be bought and must be earned. Now, this is important because these three things, let's think about this. A calm mind, that's important as well. We don't want to be nervous, anxious, depressed, any of that bad stuff. A fit body, we want to be healthy. We actually want to be able to functioning and performing on a best day-to-day level. And a house full of love, pretty self-explanatory. Important things. Now, three very important things that have nothing to do with money. And for me, I think this is an extremely great concept to hold on to, because it's not about money being the thing that's going to solve your problem. There are things outside of that. Money will solve money problems, but you need to be able to focus on the things that you need to earn through who you are and the actions that come out from you on a day-to-day. And that is a calm mind, a fit body, and a house full of love. Now, the seventh principle is one that I've got it printed up in my office. I think it is so profound, and it's something that it puts me in alignment every single day. I want to be able to see it on a day-to-day level. And that is, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Now, I've already quoted Marcus Aurelius, so you get two quotes in this episode for you, but I think this is really important. Too many people these days, I find, are simply talking about, arguing about what people should be doing at the end of the day. They're putting so much emphasis on the outside, on what other people are doing. And honestly, I think we need to put a much more profound emphasis and effort and attention and awareness on what we're doing. So for me, I just want to make sure that I'm showing up as my best self on a day-to-day level, because that is the most powerful thing I can actually do to then create the world that I want to be able to create as well. Now, I think these 7 principles are profound. They've been extremely powerful for myself, extremely potent to actually getting me to where I am today. And I feel really confident that I can share with this and be like, hey, I want you to be able to apply at least one. So what I would love to do, because I don't want to share this stuff just for the sound of my own voice, I want this so it can actually help you at the end of the day. That's why I've got nothing to sell at the end of the day here with this show, with this that I'm sharing with you right now. It's because I want to be able to help you make a marginal, if possible, difference, if not even more than that as well. So what's the one principle that you want to apply? What's the one principle that is maybe spoken to you? What's the one principle that has kind of vibed with you? What's the one that you want to use from right now? Comment below, because I'd love to be able to hear from you. Now, I do have a further list of like virtues and principles that I act on, but I chose these 7 today as the starting ones. So if you do want to be able to dive deeper into it, you want me to share the other virtues and principles, and if this has helped, please let me know. Please make sure that you click like, because that would be amazing. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, please do so, because it would be a bummer for you to miss out on all the great stuff, all the great interviews, and for the episodes that are coming your way as well. And as always, as we're sitting here in this Uber, about to get back to Austin, about to have another great interview actually with Aaron Alexander, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.